Attention, please. Okay, I need your silence for a short while. I need your silence for a short while. Yes, there's a presentation I want to say here, so kindly be silent for now, for about 5 minutes. Is that okay? Good, good.
My name is Charles Masheti. I'm the director of Starehe Boys.
The process of admission Form 1 starts at the main gate. When they enter, we say that's the first step. Then the next step is where we are seated. Here is the assembly hall where we meet with all the boys in the morning and evening. So we come in the morning and assemble the parents who have come, brought their boys. We arrange their boxes nicely. They are given the numbers as they come from the gate. Then we arrange them according to that number. Then we start now. We give the parents instructions on the process because we want to go as smooth as possible without any problem. The first instruction is that the parent must come with the letter of admission. So once there's a letter of admission, the next point is that the parent should have a document for school fees payment. We have 3 categories of boys here. One is full school fees, fee-paying students. 2 is the partial, they pay half. 3, there are those who are not paying school fees, but so far they have to pay for uniform. Our uniform is subsidized. They only pay 10,000, but the uniform they are given from the shoes, the stockings, through 2 shorts, the shirts, the blazer, the pullover, shoe, and all that, including beddings. We charge them 10,000, but the cost could be as high as 30,000. So once the parents produce that, again we must confirm that this boy who has been brought here has been brought by the parent. We don't allow anybody to bring a child who is not his or hers, unless this child is an orphan. An orphan we allow. But if the father or the mother is alive, we must see that parent, regardless of the state that parent is, unless he or she is in the hospital. If the parent comes without the father or the mother, we send them away. If you look at those boxes which are there, those are the parents who came, who have come today, and they didn't come with their legal parents, so we have sent them away. So they'll come later. But we don't give out their chances. We keep the letter until they produce their parents. So once we have done that and have confirmed that the fees has been paid, the fees has to be paid through the bank. We only receive a deposit slip, which I have to verify here, or a banker's check. And again, anybody who come to pay using his personal check, we also send them away. We don't receive personal checks. We receive either a banker's check or a deposit, cash deposit slip. Then from this point, once I verify that, I move them to the next level where they're going to capture the data of the child so that we know the family background, it's written, the file is opened, he's given a file number, then he's given also, is allocated the dorm, and then from there he moves to the medical where he's going to be examined medically. From medical, he's taken to another level to pay school fees. After paying school fees, taken to the store where we have the uniform. Then he is given uniform. Once he's given uniform, he's brought to where we label. We have someone who's labeling them here. Once they are labeled, the parent is free to go, and the boy remains here until the evening when they come for roll call in the evening. Then those boys from different houses will come and pick them and take them to respective houses.
I think from 3 to 4,
my name is Geoffrey Mulatia. I chose Starehe as my first choice, and I succeeded the chance, and I will use it very well. And I want to study become an engineer in future. Yes.
Kwa majina naitwa Faith Mumbi na nilifurahi sana wakati mtoto wangu alipata max 389 na akapata admission Starehe Boys. Alikuwa tu akisoma na niambia nang'ang'ana nataka kwenda national school. Na wakati waliselect shule akaniambia ameselect Starehe Boys. Na mimi nikamwambia nitakusupport kwa maombi, kwa hivyo weti ya FD na nijipange ndio Mungu akusaidie kufikia goal yako ya maisha. Kwa hivyo nashukuru sana. Konara.
Over 70% of the boys who come here are from very, very needy backgrounds. And so when they come here, they don't pay a cent. We have to look for sponsors for them. Now it's very important that we do our assessment very well so that we don't leave out a deserving boy and pick one who would be able to afford another school. What helps is our focus on character formation model. When boys come here, we put them on a program that brings out excellence in them, develops them into self-leadership and self-discipline. We develop them into boys who push themselves and strive for excellence. And then we also develop them into boys who consistently offer to give service without expecting anything back. Now the offshoot of that is excellent performance, because when you give boys a chance to excel and develop themselves and bring out the talents and strengths, then you don't need to push them for results. They know how to manage their time. Striving for excellence then goes even into academics, and you get boys who perform at very high levels. The admission process for Starehe starts right from the beginning of the year, because a student who is to join Starehe must first select Starehe as the #1 first choice national school. That's the first criteria. And that normally is done around February when students are selecting schools. And the second criteria is they must complete a Starehe application form. We call it the yellow form. And this is done from the beginning of the year. The deadline for submission is end of July. Now that form gives us all the details about the boy, their family, their background, and it's very useful especially to identify those who need support. Over 40% of the boys in this school are orphans, and out of the 70%, 3/4 are orphans. So this helps us to be able to identify early the 30% is divided into two. There is 10% who are families that can pay something. You may find that a boy has one parent who is working, but probably a very small job, or they are farming, or they are doing something that gives them limited income. So that 10% will come in, but we will put them on what we call partial fee payment. So they will pay something according to their means, and so their fees is graduated according to what they can afford. And then we have 20% who have both parents and both probably are working, or they have more stable jobs. Now that 20% will then be put on full fees. And occasionally we get those who have more means. We will normally sit with them and request them to support one or two other boys. Yeah, so with that agreement, you will always find their fee structure will be different. And they pay then to also support other boys. So here we don't have a standard fee, and majority of the boys don't pay. Yes. From July, when we get the forms, we start our pre-qualification process. So we go through the forms and we check out the details where we are not clear, because some of the people who authenticate the forms are the local administration, the chief, and also the spiritual leader that works with the boy when they are at home. So we sometimes do callbacks to these people, the school they are in, to just confirm the details. By the time they are sitting their KCPE, we normally will already know who has applied, who qualifies for sponsorship, who is able to pay. So when the results come, ours is then to just match the students to their results.
So, this is another group. These ones, when they finish, straight back.
Starehe represents the face of Kenya, and therefore we select students from all the counties. That's normally the most challenging part of our process, because as we are striving to get boys from all the counties, it means that there are very many deserving ones who will not make it, because we only take 280 boys. This year alone, we had 14,000 applicants, out of whom we only take 280. So that's a big challenge that we have, and we are hoping that we'll be able to work with the government in future to assist us with infrastructure that will help us double or triple the number of students in this school. Then we can reach out to more deserving young people.
And now, march to God. March